Good morning to all. Today, December 9th, it is the International Anti-Corruption Day. Introduction to corruption. Corruption is the misuse of public power and resources for private gain. Examples of public resources: money, goods, vehicles, buildings, pension funds and medical aid funds, etc. So types of corruption, there are two major types of corruption. First one, petty corruption. Second one, grand corruption. Petty corruption means the corruption which is done on the small scale or in a low level. Low level corruption or otherwise small scale corruption known as petty corruption. Grand corruption means the corruption which is done in the big scale or in the high level. So types of corruption. Grand corruption is further categorized as political corruption. So to win election, some political leaders try to lure the voters by offering them wine, wealth and other types of direct or indirect benefits. Example, kidnapping, murder, violence, injustice, etc. Second one, administrative corruption. When officers like IAS and IPS, clerks, peons, etc. are involved, it is called administrative corruption. Example, officials and clerks of government offices demand money from public even to do their legal task. Next, professional corruption. It includes duplicating things, mixture of eatables, things and in petrol. Causes: lack of effective leadership, lack of public support, lack of proper system, donation in the educational institutions, lack of autonomy, lack of effective management. Consequences: loss of national wealth, authority and power in wrong hands, poverty, rise in terrorism and crimes, psychological and social disorders. Cues: public interest, honest media, autonomous investigating agencies, effective and regular vigilance, transparency in the system. Cues for corruption, RTI. So the Right to Information Act 2005, that is RTI, is an act of Parliament of India. So important provisions of RTI Act in 2005: ask any questions from the government or seek any information, take copies of any government documents, inspect any government documents or works, take samples of materials of any government work. So causes of corruption in India. First one, low pay scales or wages, low job opportunities, lack of strict and fast punishments, lack of transparency in affairs and deals, lack of accountability, encouragement of unhealthy competition. Consequences: loss of national wealth, hiddenness and obstruction in development, backwardness, poverty, authority and power in wrong hands. Consequences of corruption: brain drain, rise in terrorism and crimes, rise in suicide cases, psychological and social disorders. How the ways to reduce corruption means the first tool is education. Second one, increasing direct contact between the government and the governed. Third one, media, and fourth one, legislation and transparency, advertising. These are all the ways to reduce corruption. So anti-corruption efforts: the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988, Right to Information Act 2005, India Against Corruption by Anna Hazare and Kejriwal. The Lokpal Act 2013, so it is commonly known as the Lokpal Act. It is Anti-Corruption Act of Indian Parliament in India, which seeks to provide for the establishment of institution of Lokpal to inquire into the allegations of corruption against certain public functionaries and for matters connecting them. Conclusion: corruption is an intractable problem. It is like diabetes, can only be controlled but not totally eliminated. It may not be possible to root out corruption completely at all levels, but it is possible to contain it within tolerable limits. Thank you.